Good evening, everyone. This is Shawna, and your host of Visually Speaking. We're coming to you again with another movie review. I have here with me tonight
Kyle Martin. Nice to meet y'all again.
and we are reviewing Deadpool and Wolverine.
Great movie.
And I have to preface this by saying, so y'all won't beat me up, I'm not 100% huge Marvel fan. I loved the comics when I was younger and so forth, but yeah, so I'm not going to be, okay, I might be a little biased when I say my responses. But however, this was actually a pretty decent movie.
So much fun. I love this movie. This movie. Wait, so you have seen like the original X-Men 1, 2, 3, Deadpool 1, Deadpool 2. You've seen those?
Not all of them.
Not all of them. Okay.
I've seen some of them. Yes.
So you're at least familiar with some of the faces that showed up. Okay, that works.
Yes,
that works.
So just to note, I was excited when I saw a few of the faces that popped up that I really wasn't expecting. So yes, I was definitely shocked with that. So it's not like I don't know Marvel. I'm just not the huge fan of Marvel.
Understood.
So no shade to Marvel, but
understood.
That wasn't my forte when I was younger.
So. Also to preface, I'm going to be spoiling. So if you haven't seen it and you plan on seeing it, stop where you are.
Stop.
Go watch the movie. Come back.
Yep.
This is your only warning. Okay.
That's it. So, first question. Let me go back.
That movie was so fun. That movie was so good. That movie was so good.
Right,
I was geeking.
Calm down.
Wow.
Calm down.
My bad.
It's okay. Okay, so let's talk about we're going to just start off with how did you feel when the movie first came on? That's what I actually want to start with.
When it first came on?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if we're talking like the trailer, like when they first dropped the trailer,
when
the movie just started?
Countdown to the movie.
I was cool. I was cool with it.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, we're getting ready to see this movie. It's been a long time coming. I know a lot of Wolverine fans, a lot of Deadpool fans, a lot of Marvel fans who understand the relationship between these two. Everybody was prepped. Was already ready to go. So in a way, you could say I was like, let's speed this up. Come on. I'm ready. And it did not disappoint. It did not disappoint from start to finish. I enjoyed the movie completely as a whole.
Yeah.
I want there to be more of the movie. I want it to be more. They should have gave me 3 end credit scenes. I'm just gonna keep it above. They should have gave me 3 at least.
At least, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
The one is good, and it was funny.
Yeah.
That was really funny. With the way how just that one scene where Deadpool was when he snitched on Johnny.
Oh wow.
And it was like, yeah, you're kind of a dick for that. Mm-hmm. And then he's like, no, I'm nip this in the bud right here, because y'all not gonna have me out here. Y'all
not gonna have me. He said I was the one that did A, B, C. Well, he did it to himself. Yes.
A cue. So yeah, that was a sport. Yeah. That was the end credit scene. Go watch it. Mm-hmm. I tried to be spoiler free. I'm not gonna do that anymore.
You just said it was not gonna be.
I said that. I tried, but I still attempted. I'm not gonna do that no more. It's okay.
I think there's no spoilers gonna come in.
It's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot.
The plot and script. So this whole storyline. So did you feel like that was engaging?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. I think what made it really good when it came to writing the story, and I noticed that Marvel does this quite a bit. They tend to try to write their movies as if this is your first time watching Marvel, period. So in a way, while they're trying to make everything cohesive with all the other projects come out, they still keep it in mind that we still want to make it easy enough for people to follow, as if this is the introduction to Marvel for them. Mm-hmm. So with this story came along, it was pretty simple, to the point. They gave out all the necessary exposition in the beginning of it through the voiceover, which I thought was a nice touch. It allows me to focus solely on what I'm seeing while still hearing and understanding. Okay, so this is what you're telling me. This is what's happening. Mm-hmm. Now it allows me to enjoy what the visuals going on. The visuals was great. Color was fantastic. Nice and vibrant, which fits Deadpool a lot because he's a very eccentric character. Mm-hmm. So I think that also was very. I think everything moved very fluidly to make following the story just a walk in the park. Mm-hmm. At least that's how I feel about it.
Agreed. I definitely agree with that. I like how when they started at one point, they're like, wait, let's go back to the beginning.
Yeah.
So let's go back to how all this started. Yeah.
It's funny because Spider-Man's been running that train a lot. It's okay. Let's stop. Let's rewind. Mm-hmm. Let's give you a little bit of introductions. Okay. All right. Mm-hmm. All right. I'm kind of tired now, but definitely with how you start certain movies. If you start in a future point in the story, mm-hmm. you have to make sure you find a way to dial it back and give people context.
Exactly.
So I think, especially with the character like Deadpool, the way they did it, I think it was really good.
So really it's like, good. Well, how do we end up here? Let's go back to showing how we just wound up at this space. Right?
And with a character like Deadpool, it makes it even more funny because he's gonna stop and say, "Hey, let's rewind this back a little bit because I know you guys are confused." Mm-hmm. And then he'll make a joke about it or two, do the intro, get all the way down to where you guys left off, and then he'll come back and he's like, "Oh yeah, I remember we did this little flashback. Okay, mm-hmm. All right, I'm on go. I'm on go. Let's do it. Let's do it."
Which is definitely what Deadpool does. Let's see. Moments that stood out to you in the movie.
Oh, okay. There was a lot of moments. Yeah. So, for me, definitely one of the biggest, some of the biggest standouts for me was seeing all of these actors who played a part in the whole X-Men storyline. Mm-hmm. From like way back, like early 2000s, and we never get to see them again. Mm-hmm. And they all come back and reprise their roles of where they came from. That was really good. That was really good for me. Mm-hmm. That was a pretty standout because a lot of my introduction to some of those characters came from those movies.
Mm-hmm. That is true.
And back then, I thought they did a really good job with what they had. And so we're seeing how Marvel has progressed in the movies and didn't get to see these actors come back and do these roles, mm-hmm. or at least do any type of roles. It was kind of disappointing, and I've always wondered if they would ever come back and do like their little cool cameos and whatnot. So being able to see them again was really good. Lady Deathstrike, Juggernaut, Channing Tatum did not play in an X-Men movie in the past, but he came to play Gambit. Mm-hmm. And Gambit's my favorite X-Men character. And so throughout the build-up, I've always been wanting a Gambit movie, but I never seem to get one because don't nobody want to know what they want to do. So, but Channing Tatum was always like correlated with Gambit. So being able to see him actually step out and showcase what he can do with the character, I thought that was pretty cool. He did really well with the role. I am impressed. I would like to see him again. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's facial structure, but like with the things that was on Gambit's face, mm-hmm. it looked a little funny.
It did.
It looked a little fun, but I think that's just because that's just how Channum's face structure is. Mm-hmm. So because they're trying to be as comically accurate as possible, they just decided to just go with it. It looked a little funny, but hey, I was like, you know what? I appreciate the commitment. I appreciate it. 100%.
You know what it looks like to me?
What?
That Beijing stuff.
Beijing stuff?
Yeah, I think I'm pronouncing it correct. So when y'all go to the barbershop and the barber does that black lining in your beard, that's what it looks like to me.
Ah, I see that now. That's just
me.
The black spray?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I definitely see that. It's
it's the first thing
it's not bad. It's not bad. It just looks funny. Mm-hmm. But I will say, we did have a character who played Gambit in a previous movie for X-Men, and he did not dress the way Gambit is usually dressed.
Right.
So when he played Gambit, he didn't have that stuff on his face. He didn't have the long brown trench coat and the leg guards and the arm guards. So I think. And this is me spitballing right now, but I think I kind of got used to that. Especially, because even in X-Men 1, they didn't use the actually comic book accurate gear or costumes. They just made their own thing. So same rules apply. They just made their own thing. And I was like, okay, I think I'm accustomed to how Gambit looks when it comes to movies. So seeing him actually be able to wear the actual Gambit getup.
Yeah.
But he still had his Channing Tatum face, and I was like, you look cool, but you look weird at the same time.
It was interesting.
But I rock with it, though.
Yeah.
I rock with it, though. Let's see, what other standout moments? I was harping really big on the character moments, but those were really big for me because those actors who played those characters played a pivotal role for me growing up. My story basically derives from X-Men and Spider-Man and all these stories. So being able to see the people who brought that to real life in a movie form and seeing them come back was like kind of like a full circle moment for me.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, little Kyle is so proud. He's so happy.
Yeah, it's good to see that all over again.
Yeah. Oh man. Loved it.
So speaking of that, if I may ask, do you feel like that they kept the originality of the characters? I
would say so, for sure. I would definitely say so. They definitely kept the originality. At least they kept the bottom line idea of the characters. When it comes to an actor taking on roles of a character who you kind of already established. Like if you read the books, you already understand how a character is supposed to be played or supposed to act or move or walk or talk based off what you've read, because that's like the original source.
Right.
So, but when it comes to movies and you're coming with actual actors, you kind of have to put your own little spin on it. So, but as long as you're able to keep the original essence of the character, I think that is what matters most. So, to answer the question, I believe they really did do their best at keeping the essence of these characters.
That's a good
and
thing. Yeah.
That honestly, and that just makes it all the more satisfying. All the more satisfying.
Yeah, because it kind of brings back that nostalgia because of that keeps the originality of everything.
For sure. Yeah. And little Kyle agrees with you. Inner Kyle agrees. 100%.
Okay. Let's see. So I think you already kind of touched on the acting.
A little bit, yeah.
So the chemistry between the actors, and of course, originality, we did mention about that. So the chemistry between the actors themselves.
Oh man, chemistry was spot on. It's about Deadpool and Wolverine, so we can kind of stay on Deadpool and Wolverine now. Hugh Jackman, Ryan Reynolds, they always come off like two peas in a pod. So just seeing them be able to it's almost like you're just watching Ryan and Hugh interact, and they're just cosplaying. Like they're not really trying to be Deadpool and Wolverine. They're just really being Ryan and Hugh.
right. Yeah.
And you can tell they're having so much fun filming that stuff, filming these scenes, filming the movie. Like it looks so good. It comes off really well, and it definitely allows them to really bounce off of each other.
Yeah.
And I think it also works out for other actors too, because it kind of like eases the tension.
That's true.
I know from an actor's perspective, if I'm so harped on my lines and not the chemistry with the other person I'm with, it could get really blocky and it could look really fake. So being able to have that chemistry to make magic and just tell a story featuring two people who just have really good energy with each other, and they're really good friends too. I'm still trying to figure out, what did Ryan say or do to get Hugh back on as back in X-Men as Wolverine? Because
wasn't he saying that he wasn't going to do it again?
He wasn't going to do it again.
Yeah.
Like Logan was it. Like after Logan, he was done. He was done being Wolverine. He was ready to pass the mantle to somebody who was going to pick it up. We still don't know who that is.
Yeah.
We still don't know who that is. I got some pretty good ideas, but we still don't know.
Right.
So, and the fact that Ryan when they dropped the very first teaser trailer, and Ryan just sitting on the couch just like how we are now, looking at the camera.
Right.
And then you got Hugh Jackman walking in the background. He's like, hey, Hugh, you want to do another Wolverine movie? He's like, yeah, sure, Ryan. I was like, what did you do? What did you say?
Right.
Because this man was adamant about putting it away. But I'm glad it all worked out. I'm glad it all worked out. Oh.
Yeah, definitely agreed. And that's one thing that you were saying about chemistry. If you don't have that chemistry, if you're not working towards, of course, having that chemistry and having your lines flow, it's going to look blotchy. It's going to look scripted versus that you're actually acting. Yeah.
Speaking on chemistry, like I had to make sure I pull up the cast on my phone because I want to make sure I get their names right. Emma Corrin, who played the villain Cassandra Nova, she did a phenomenal job. Like I think this is my first time recognizing her in a movie. Like not the character, but the actor. But Emma herself. Like the way she acted, you could tell like she seemed to be so comfortable playing her role and pivoting off of everybody else who played in their roles. The chemistry really does add a layer of comfortability and takes away any type of like pressure, I would say, that comes with being on set and being an actor, trying to make sure you get the lines right while still trying to tell a story and still try to blend that make that perfect blend between fiction and reality. I think she did an amazing job. Ryan and Leslie, who was Blind Owl, the roommate. Dog, I feel like I could literally just sit in the room and I feel like I could be just in a corner and just watch them go off on each other, and I would be like.
I would definitely have my popcorn.
Definitely.
Just watch it again.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Man, I think everybody did great. As far as chemistry-wise, I think everybody did a great job.
I agree.
I think everybody did a great job.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Let's see.
Go watch this movie, please.
Visuals.
Visually, oh man, the visuals are great. It's funny because I was watching a TV show yesterday, and in this show, there was a lot of camera cuts, and you could tell, like if you look at it, you could tell the camera was being held. It was like it was handheld. It wasn't like on a tripod and stable. It was constantly moving, and it was shaky, and it was. Especially when you cut, like, so like when in a scene, you can sometimes see the camera zooming in to like increase that dramatic effect of whoever's talking. So you saw that a lot, but you also saw a lot of zooming out, a lot of panning to the left, panning to the right. Then it cuts to the next person and their reaction, and it's constantly moving. And it's like, that kind of takes away a little bit.
Yeah.
For here, especially for a movie that adds in a lot of action, those type of camera decisions really work out in its favor, because the essence and I would say the essence that pretty much sums up what's happening in the scene. But basically, like, if you as a person is thrown into that battle, you're not gonna be stable. Mm-hmm. You're not gonna be on an even playing field. Everything's happening all at one time. Is gonna be shaky. Mm-hmm. So I believe whoever was in charge of making sure what camera angles and how the camera is supposed to be shot, I think they did a fantastic job.
I definitely agree.
Yeah.
So what about the music and the score? What do you think about that? And I will say, before you start, I'm just amazed at how, not amazed, but you can tell with certain scenes, the music went with that scene, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
I don't know how to explain it, but it's just like you said, like the song choices that they picked, it worked really well. Like, it goes along with the scene. Back in the day, like when the movie Daredevil came out. I remember when Daredevil with Ben Affleck and Jennifer Garner. One of the most famous songs out during that time was Evanescence, "Bring Me to Life." It kind of I kind of got that kind of nostalgia with that kind of music, and it's weird because I was kind of looking for, like, okay, I figured they're gonna throw in the funny, lighthearted and upbeat commercial songs out there, which they did, which I totally completely expected that. But then they threw in some things, some audio that just really kind of just fit the scene so well. That nostalgia just kept replaying to the point where it's like, I think y'all did a fantastic job. Yeah, the beats was there. The supporting sounds. I'm gonna start calling it that. The supporting sounds. Okay. Supporting sounds, because now all audio has to be songs. Sometimes the audio can be sound effects. The Foley. Yes, absolutely. I feel like they was placed very well. Everything really was in support of the scene, which I can't stress that enough. I'm not really an audio guy. I go to other people for that. Yeah. But I know what I'm looking for when I watch a scene, or I know what I think I'm looking for. So if I hear something, or if I see something that feels a little off, I'm able to call that out. Yeah. And I didn't feel any of that. I'm trying to find some type of critique, and it's kind of hard. I don't know, maybe it's because I was also watching as a fan and not just as a critic. But even then, it was still hard to find something wrong with the movie. Yeah. Especially when you know it's made by people who generally love telling good stories with these characters. That's true. And even the actors just mesh so well to the point where it's easier for everybody else who has a job to do the job. So I can't have anything to harp negative on it. The audio was great. Yeah. Sound was great. Everything was placed well. Everything flowed well. Flew well. Yeah. Flued. Everything flewed well.
It definitely, and I'm not gonna say, well, I guess commend. I commend them for sure. It's definitely a job well done.
For sure.
It definitely just kept your attention from the beginning of the movie to the end of the movie. It definitely kept your attention.
I had no desire to focus on anything else but this movie. I know my phone was buzzing in my pocket, and usually I will find like a place in the movie to like kind of take a peek. But I was like, nah, I don't want to. I don't even want the idea of potentially missing something to even remotely happen. So whatever's happening in my phone, he's just gonna have to wait.
He even set his popcorn down.
I sat my popcorn down. I sat my popcorn down. I killed my icy. Oh my! Movie was great. I don't know what else to tell you.
Yeah, all your attention. That's hilarious. But that says a lot about the movie. Honestly, that really does. So, are we gonna do things and messages, or we'll come back to that? We'll come back to that.
Okay, we can come back.
We'll come back to that.
I'm still thinking on that.
Okay.
Now, I will say there definitely is a theme in the message, but that also ties into like the story pacing and the character development, which we can definitely go into. Because I also noticed, like, even now as we're talking, I'm thinking about the different themes and the character pacing and the development. Because even in the main story, even characters have their own story.
They do.
So like even Wolverine as an obvious example, because it seems like that one was the easiest to showcase. Because Wolverine starts off secluded, depressed, full of inner turmoil. It's so easy to catch on, and having people come in and try to challenge his beliefs and the lies challenge the lies that he believed about himself, and in a way kind of slowly pull those away from him so he can have that inner revelation. The character development itself was really good. I will say, personally, I feel like they could have showed more of it from his point of view of what happened, instead of just having him explain it, which I don't think was even wrong. I think especially from a visual aspect, just being able to see what he saw when he was going through those deep, dark days for him, it can really add in that emotional story beat to make people like, oh, snap, it's really as bad as he thinks. Actually, it's worse than how he's explaining it. I think maybe they actually probably did shoot it and it probably just didn't make the final cut. But I think it would have been a great idea if they added that in there just for the emotional story beat itself. And that the storytelling that played would have been great. In one of the old Wolverine movies, it was called X-Men Origins Wolverine. In that movie, they highlighted a lot about the kinship and the brotherhood between Wolverine and Sabretooth, right?
Yes. So
in the beginning, they did a lot of non-verbal storytelling and just audio pieces in the background showcasing the things they've done with each other, going to surviving wars, being a part of wars, being part of so many battles, not only with whatever the enemy is, but also with each other about it. And you kind of got to see that development with the relationship of those two, to the point where when they separate, all that is, you got to see it, so you got to understand from a visual standpoint how heavy that is.
Yeah.
So for me, I guess I would have liked to see that, but even without seeing it, how Hugh Jackman executes telling his lines and just being able to act with his emotions, you don't really need it. Like, he did a phenomenal job with it, with on his character development. Personally, I would have liked to seen it.
Agreed. At least like a snippet visual of what happened. Yeah. As to where he definitely got to where he's at that present moment.
Yeah.
Being the alcoholic, where he has to consistently have something to drink because he's drinking away the pain of what happened. Absolutely. Yeah. And even to the point where someone tries to bring it up, he immediately shuts that off. Shuts that off. He gets irritable. He gets
he gets verbally violent before he gets physically violent. Because I mean, hey, it's Wolverine. You kind of got to expect that a little bit. But even being able to catch those is also parts of character development. Is also parts of his character development. You kind of got to see the symptoms and the outliers of why he is the way he is and why he thinks the way he thinks. Even those little bits, because those bits matter. Storytelling is so great because you're able to allow nuance to take place.
True.
And which is also why I give I'm not mad about not seeing or not seeing the parts that made him who he was, because I was able to pick it up through his storytelling, through his acting, and in that character development, and I still got to get to that same result.
Yeah.
Personally, I just wanted to see it.
Yeah.
That's just me personally.
Now, I will have to add where he had his own quote-unquote healing part on the scene where he said, no, I have to verbalize this.
Yes.
Yeah, that was deep.
Oh, man, that was deep. And that's prominent, like, in today's world. Like, we have to verbalize our hurt. We have to verbalize the things that happen to us because it's real. And in a way, verbalizing it also is a way of healing, but it's also a way of throwing it out of you. And I thought that was extremely powerful. That was truly powerful.
And it gives acknowledgement of that this did happen.
Yeah,
I do have these valid feelings because this did happen. Like
it's no longer under the rug. It's no longer hidden in the closet. It's no longer trapped in the corner. It's out here.
Yeah,
it's in front of our faces now.
Yeah,
and now I have to deal with it.
I have to deal with it.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Kudos to you. Oh my God.
Agreed.
So
Agreed,
good.
Gosh. Let's see.
Dealing with trauma, that's a theme.
That's a theme.
That's also one of the messages.
Yes.
Dealing with trauma, dealing with pain, dealing with hurt, and letting go, and forgiveness. Forgiving yourself. Like even with Deadpool. Crazy enough, it's Deadpool and Wolverine, but we've only harped on Wolverine.
Yeah, I was about to bring up Deadpool too. Go ahead.
Like even Deadpool had his own personal story with forgiving himself for all he felt he missed out on. And he's doing all this running to matter. And he already does. He just kind of didn't see that. It's weird because you kind of throw yourself in this space where you understand what's going on, but at the same time you don't understand.
Yeah,
it's like you cognitively know the issue and you know the problem, and in a way you kind of know how to fix the problem, but it's not how you fix the problem.
Yeah.
And so when you try to fix it and it don't work, you get so confused and you get so irritated and so frustrated. Like even that played a role in the story. Yeah. Especially for Deadpool. And I think him going through that character development as well alongside Wolverine, and those two in a way kind of heal each other through their odd ways. Yeah. But I will save that for the movie. I will save that for y'all so y'all can watch the movie yourself. But I think that was also very, very enlightening.
And if I may add too, as far as Deadpool,
please do.
He's a jokester.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of times people think that he just thinks that everything is funny. It's not. That is his way of dealing with stuff. He has to joke of everything because not him considering himself as a joke, but he has to laugh out his trauma. Yeah. Yeah.
Alongside of being a jokester and just sometimes just can't shut up. But
it's sarcastic.
But in a way he's being it because that's just who he is, he's able to get away with it. Of hiding his trauma and pain. Yeah. So it's like even though he may be that way, him being able to talk through his own pain and joking about it, it's nothing but valid as well. The both are true at the same time.
Yeah. And then if he's able to joke about it, if someone else talks about it, that's not going to hurt anything because he's able to be able to joke about himself.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
and joke on each other and joke on someone else too.
Just as fast,
just as hurtful,
and not worse. Do you think that any of the movie was kind of rushed, or did you feel like that they really took their time with developing everything?
Do I feel it was like the ending of it? No, I don't feel it was rushed.
Okay.
You may have to ask me that again later.
Okay.
Let it marinate. I would say off the dome right now, I don't think it was rushed.
Okay.
I think they was able to hit all of the crucial bullet points they need to, and in a way, it's cohesive enough that even if it was rushed, it wouldn't matter because they still did it really well.
I definitely agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Ooh, two more.
Okay.
Overall impression. What are your overall thoughts about the movie? And you kind of already talked about what you enjoyed the most. But what was, other than the part where you personally thought that they should have added more about Wolverine's past and his feelings and so forth? What did you have any other major disappointments?
No, I didn't have any major disappointment. No, as far as disappointments go, I don't.
Okay.
As far as if there were any things I would have loved to add, yes.
Okay.
And one of the things is Cassandra's backstory.
Yes.
Yeah. We kind of got an idea and hint of her backstory through Logan Wolverine and the things he said about, her being related to Xavier, her being cast away from, like, while in the womb, like once she got out, she was snatched immediately. Like she had no chance to grow up with her family. I'm still trying to figure. Well, with the TVA, they could wipe those memories, so I guess that makes sense. Yeah, so I would have loved to see more of that, and I would love to see bits and pieces. Honestly, even if they just talk about it, like just see how she regressed to being where she was, where she got to be. That would have been great. Because with so many characters came back, it would have been cool to see little cute interactions between the two, even if they're from different universes. The fact that they fought each other at all, or they have some type of relation to each other, being able to have like a little cute back and forth, little nods, or adding Easter eggs to older films. Yes, that would have been really cool. I'm actually watching a video on that to catch what I didn't catch, so I'm looking forward to finishing that. So that would have been cool. I would have loved to see more Blade, because he started all of it. His movie started all of it. In a way, he actually saved Marvel. So being able to see him on screen in an MCU project, and it's Wesley Snipes. Yeah. Oh man, that is fun. I gotta tell my dad about that.
I was actually glad to see the cameos though.
I'm glad too.
Yeah.
In a way, because in the universe they are all there. So, and eventually you have to. It does beg the question, like, oh well, what are they doing while this is going on? What they got going on, and how come we haven't heard about them yet? So being able to see them in a way be involved is pretty great. It's really great, and it's kind of refreshing. Yeah. Because I know a lot of superhero movies, they have like their own personal standalones where you can't really add anybody else. So you can kind of like reference them, but you can't personally add them because it's not their story. Yeah. So being able to see them involved at all is really great, and being able to see Wesley Snipes in his Blade outfit, chef kiss, chef kiss.
And the great thing is, kind of all the Marvel movies kind of slightly bleed into each other anyway.
Yes. Yeah. Kudos to Kevin Feige and Marvel in making it to where they can be their own personal standalones if they wanted to, but yet still bleed into other movies and be bled from other movies. Exactly. So kudos to y'all to making that work. Because I know a lot of people fail with that. So and for them to go this far, this long,
exactly.
Yeah, great feat. Yeah, that's a great feat.
I agree. So last but not least, you get to rate the movie 1 to 5, with 1 being the worst, 5 being the greatest.
Five. It broke the scale.
It kind of did.
It broke the scale for me. I'm at a 10, but I need to add another 5. I would give it a 15. 15 out of 5.
I think you and 75% of the audience probably could give the same rating for that.
Okay, so as a fan, I'm giving it a 15 out of 5. As as an ongoing movie watcher and looking for things like what we talked about, I would give it a 8.5.
Okay.
8.5. Well, I forgot it's out of 5, not 10. So I would say I would give it a 4.5 out of 5.
Okay.
4.5 out of 5.
Nice.
But 15 out of 5 for sure. Like let's make it perfectly clear. Which camera I'm looking at? I'm gonna look at both of this. I'm gonna look both of these cameras. 15 out of 5. 15 out of 5. Go see this damn movie. Oh my! Go see it. I'm gonna go see it again. Probably tomorrow. Wait, is the movie still open?
No, they're closed. It's 11 o'clock. It's after 11.
It's after 11.
Yes, sir. They closed.
I have to see it. I have to see it tomorrow. Okay, all right. I'll see it tomorrow. It's
probably cheaper tomorrow too. Nowadays, then wait till Sunday.
Good point. Look at that. Thinking.
Too, so.
Oh yeah. I'm going to see it.
Well, is there anything else that you would like to leave?
Go see this movie, man. Go see this movie. Stop playing. Finish? Oh, sorry.
Don't interrupt me. Let me finish my thought.
You got it.
Is there anything else you would like to leave the audience, sir?
Go see this movie. Stop playing. Go see this movie.
I have to agree. You need to go see the movie. Deadpool versus Wolverine.
Deadpool and Wolverine.
Excuse me. Edit. Deadpool and Wolverine.
You got it. Okay. Swish.
I just said I'm not a Marvel fan, so
it's okay.
You can let this slide.
I am letting that slide.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Can y'all let this slide too? Okay. Well, guys, we want to thank you all so much for joining us with this movie review of Wolverine and Deadpool. I know I just flipped that with Deadpool and Wolverine.
Until next time.
I am Shawna.
And I'm Kyle.
Visually speaking. Y'all have a good night. Bye.
Bye.